What's up, nerds? We are your hosts. I am Jake.
I am Chad.
This week, we're sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
So, this week, we're going to be taking a throwback look at the Percy Jackson films, kind of in anticipation for the new show that has been announced and is in production.
We're also going to talk about some nerd news, some speculations, trailers, stuff like that. Um, so, let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast.
Nerd. Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. So, Jake, how was your week?
My week has been not so great. We went golfing last week, and I may or may not have fractured my hand. Things are looking a little better now, so you can't really tell. But this was about that big a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I don't have much mobility. It's a good time. Other than that,
it was like an old injury.
Yeah.
And it was kind of flaring up before we went golfing.
Yeah, and then I missed the ball and hit the dirt, and luckily we were drunk, so I didn't really realize how bad it was until like the next day, and I was like, "Do you think it's broken?" And I sent you a picture of it, and you were like, "Yeah."
Yeah, probably.
But it's feeling better now, and it's only been a week, so maybe just like a fracture or not even a sprain or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Other than that, my week has been fine. It's been good. Did some yard work the other day, getting the yard back into good shape. We had when we moved in here, the yard was trashed. So
Yeah.
getting it back into good shape it's kind of fun. But anyways, how about you?
I mean, my week was fine. Nothing major to really dive into. Just played around a little bit more with my 3D printers. That's really about it.
We did work on my character for your campaign.
We did. Your character is built, and we'll see how, as your character levels up, if it's going to stay as accidentally broken as it is. But as it sits right now, he's a little overpowered for a very low level.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Oh,
Especially since I'm not going to be like a constant character.
yeah.
I can just come in and fuck shit up and then peace out for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Yeah. And the best part is the way that your character ended up broken was because we just like went through lists of like, this is kind of what you wanted your character to do, and here are some different races that your character could be, and you're like, that one sounds super cool. Picked that, and just like through random luck of chance, like we accidentally made a very overpowered character.
It's awesome.
Which was sweet, yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, week was pretty chill. So before we get into a bunch of nerd news, if our listeners like what we're doing here and want to support us, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. Give us your money. It's super awesome. You get some behind the scenes stuff like that. As this campaign is rolling out, some extras will be tied to that as well. Yeah, it's a great way to support the podcast. We don't pocket anything. Everything we get goes right back into the show. So yeah, that would be fantastic. Let's talk about our first sponsor and get into some nerd news. So we are sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks. Excellent energy drinks with zero sugar, zero calorie, and zero crash. Tons and tons of flavors. I like how you looked over your shoulder to see if you wanted to start grabbing stuff to show.
And well, because I cleaned yesterday.
Oh, it's all put away.
I put it away. So I literally was like, oh shit, I forgot to bring it back out.
Oh, that's totally fine. They also have stuff that's not energy drinks, if that's not your thing, from supplements, powders and stuff like that for like pre-workout, sleep aids, things like that you can just add to water where it's not carbonated, and like protein-packed foods, from pancakes to cake in a cup, cookie dough, things like that, and some plant-based options, which is fantastic for us. Listen up, learn how to save 15%, and we'll be right back with you with a bunch of nerd news. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
Anyways, hi, welcome back, nerds. we're we're gonna talk about some stuff going on. This week is kind of a weird week for us because there's nothing nerd-wise that we haven't already watched or talked about out, whether it's movies or TV shows. So we debated going back and talking about a couple deep dives, which we are gonna do for part of the show. But right now, we're just gonna talk about some random shit that we know that's going on, stuff to look forward to, stuff that's currently happening, and some rumors and shit like that. So, I'll kick it off with one of the coolest things for me, because I'm a huge fan of the franchise and I love Harrison Ford so much, is that at the premiere of Indiana Jones 5, which is the last Indiana Jones movie that there will ever be, at least with Harrison Ford, they got a 5-minute standing ovation, which broke Harrison Ford down to tears. And I thought it was amazing. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, you could see, he's trying to be stoic, and in between waves and thank yous and stuff like that, he's wiping tears, and you're just like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a huge saga for him. I mean, and the span of Indiana Jones has been from, when did the first one come out? It was before I was born.
50 years or so, because it came
Yeah.
out, I think, between the first Star Wars
You keep talking. I'm gonna look
and
it up right
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, and I didn't know if we were ever going to get another Indiana Jones film with Harrison Ford after Legend of the Crystal Skull. I still have to go back and give it another chance. But, I wasn't a huge fan of that movie, but I love Indiana Jones. I grew up watching those. I watched, some of the young Indiana
Yeah.
spin-off movies. They were almost like...
River Phoenix.
Yeah, with River Phoenix, straight to DVD sort of thing. Made for TV movies, basically.
Yeah. It was 1984 was the first Indiana Jones movie.
Okay, so it's between Empire and Return of the Jedi is when it came out.
So, I mean, just the time span that has been put into these movies before. I mean, I'm older than you, and that predates me by 3 years.
Yeah.
That's insane, and it just wrapped up, and
Only
I'm
predates
30.
me by 6 years, so...
Yeah, I'm just saying, and I'm 30, turning 36. I mean, it's almost a 40-year 5-movie gap. That's crazy. So
yeah.
I can understand why he's emotional about it. I love India. If you haven't watched Indiana Jones, fuck you. Don't listen to our podcast. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm
I'm just
not.
kidding.
I
There's
second that.
always there's always room for new nerds and maybe younger viewers that just don't know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're listening and you are one of those people who has not watched them, please go watch them.
Yeah, they're
They're so good.
incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, it blew my
Dun, dun,
mind.
dun, 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 dun.
It was one of the first songs. So when I was in elementary school, stuff like that, I was in band. Uh, and once I learned how to like read sheet music, I loved Indiana Jones. I loved Star Wars, like just John Williams across the board. That was like one of the first songs from a book that I like went out and spent my allowance on for sheet music.
Nice.
Was a John Williams like movie score. So I learned how to play the Star Wars theme, Indiana Jones, the Superman theme, like,
Oh,
and yeah, I
fun fact.
love this.
Do you know who was the original choice for Indiana Jones
To play Indiana Jones?
before Harrison Ford?
No, I don't.
George Lucas didn't want to use any same characters from his Star Wars franchise in, but he eventually went with Harrison Ford, thank God. But the original choice was Tom Selleck. That was Magnum PI was very popular back then.
Yeah, I'm glad that they
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
Nothing
Another
against.
fun fact: did you ever watch the cartoon Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers?
Yes, and I know that he was Indiana Jones and Magnum PI was what
Yeah,
Chip and
the
Dale were
two.
or like
Yeah,
based off of.
yeah.
Uh,
Anyways, I'm done. Another fun. No, I'm just kidding.
um, but yeah, I mean that was so cool to see. I mean, he's loved Indiana Jones. Like for I was surprised that he came back to Star Wars before we got another Indiana Jones film because
Mm,
once the original trilogy wrapped up, like he didn't care. Like
yeah,
even in interviews of him being in like other stuff in the 90s and the early 2000s, people would bring up Star Wars and he's like I'm not in it. I don't care. I
yeah,
don't care. But like if people ask him about Indiana Jones, like he would just like light up. Like he
yeah.
was so passionate about it. Um Another cool thing, and it has been confirmed by James Gunn, is that the High Evolutionary from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is not dead.
Well, we knew that that the Guardians didn't kill him because Rocket says that. He's like, nah, like I'm done with whatever killing
Yeah.
people. But go ahead. I wasn't gonna hijack it. I
Yeah,
was just saying,
they
yeah,
but it seemed like they just kind of like left him on the ship
to
to
die.
die.
Yeah,
Which at least they didn't kill him, but they blew up his ship anyway, so they kind of did. But whatever. Um
I don't
but
have to. I'm not gonna kill you,
but I
but I don't
have
have
to
to
save
save you.
you. Yeah, well, you left him to die. So, and you had the opportunity not to let that happen. So you killed him. Batman. Uh, no, but I guess in the scene where they're all running from the ship to get into the loading bay of nowhere so that they can all be safe
With all the animals
with all
that they
the
rescued.
animals
Yeah,
and stuff like that. It's very blurry. It's in the background, but Drax is like fireman carrying someone over his shoulder, and James Gunn has confirmed that that was the High Evolutionary, so he's still alive.
yeah,
Um, so he could become a bigger threat in the future because in the comics he's not a one-off villain either. But that was just kind of cool because I didn't notice. I didn't notice that. I just assumed that they left him on the ship to die.
I literally saw that like to the like this morning,
Yeah.
this morning, and
You told me like about it like 15 minutes before we started recording, and
yeah,
I was like, really? And I just wanted
yeah,
to see the picture. It's not like I didn't believe you because you also saw
yeah.
James Gunn confirmed it, but I was like, I want to see the picture and see how badly I missed it. And it's like,
Mm,
it's just blurry of Drax carrying a body over his shoulder. You don't actually, can't really tell.
that's blurry.
But yeah, that's super cool. Um, you sent me a couple of things also
Yep.
You want to talk about any of those that you
Sure.
sent me today? I mean,
That's okay. I mean, I'm not 100% on what you're talking, but I did send a couple, so I'll just fire off one of them. We know that the Echo series coming out, which is a spin-off from um
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Thank you. I was like, don't say Daredevil. Don't say Daredevil. Spin-off from Daredevil. Um, but it's gonna be one of the first Marvel project that's just gonna dump the entire series. So we won't have to wait and watch it week by week. I think it's only 6 or 8 episodes, and
Yeah,
they're just gonna dump the whole season, which is awesome.
yeah. That comes out this November. So happy birthday to Chad, because I'm gonna watch all of that right away.
Probably in like one sitting.
Well, depends on
I'm
what.
talking about me.
Oh, I was gonna
Probably
say
gonna watch it in like
depends on
one
what
sitting.
day it drops
Yeah.
and how long the episodes are and how many episodes there are. If it's a Saturday, well, if it's a Saturday when I get around to watching it, yeah, one sitting. Fuck my Saturday. It's that. Um,
Oh, I'll have a baby by then. I might have to break that up a little bit.
Either way, we're going to talk about it, and we're not going to talk about the entire season in one sitting or in one
No.
episode.
We might do
Um,
like an episode or two at a time.
yeah,
We're gonna get, I mean, oh man, next month we are going to feast on nerd. There's so much shit coming out starting June 2nd. I mean, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
the next
I
week,
know you
Transformers.
Transformers. I know that you're not a super big fan of horror, but Stephen King's Boogeyman comes out also on June 2nd, which is just a bad idea because Spider-Man is going to destroy you at the box office.
Yes,
But
it is.
what else is in June? There's a shit ton in June.
Oh, I don't even want to look it up right now.
Well, I know
Um,
next weekend is Ariel or Little Mermaid. Sorry.
uh, also
Bye.
this past weekend was Fast X, which is not the end at all.
It's never ending. It's never gonna
It's
end.
never gonna end. Pretty soon we're
There's
gonna hear that the finale is gonna be a 5 part instead of a 3 part.
well, there's so they did this one. There's gonna be two more because the last movie is gonna be broken up into two. Or is this? We
This
talked about that,
this is the first part of the finale, but
which is a two
the
part.
but it was originally going to be a 2 part, but
That's
now
what it
it
was.
might be broken into 3 parts.
Yeah.
It's like, then don't call this the finale.
And then
What's it going to be? Fast X point two?
probably and then now they're doing a all-female led spin-off
Yeah.
of
We'll
the
see
Fast.
how far that goes, if it gets scrapped or not.
Brie Larson, Gal Gadot, Michelle
Like,
Rodriguez. I
and
assume Charlize Theron,
and
Theron.
I'm not against like an all-female cast for this.
I'm
I
just
just
against these movies.
want the series to end.
So
We
that they
talked
can
about this a
reboot
lot.
so they can reboot it with my fucking idea.
Oh my God,
and
is it
pay me
last week
all the
already?
royalties. Yeah. And
Because
I'm not going to talk about
we
what my
went
theory.
into it in depth last week.
I did, I know. But I'm just saying, I've been talking about this for years, and
You
if they
have.
do it, they owe me some fucking money. Or at least like a meet and greet.
Why don't you just like email the idea to Vin Diesel? Because I'm pretty sure whatever he says goes when it comes to the Fast and Furious films. Because I'm sure he'd be like, "You mean we can keep going?"
Yeah.
And be like, "Bring on Jake and his weird associate that's
Yeah.
sometimes bald. I like bald guys."
Is it just vin.diesel@.com?
I'm sure you could find his personal website, and there's probably a contact for his agent.
Oh.
Another thing that we saw is, with the whole James Gunn DCU wanting to bring in wants to give the Guardians of the Galaxy treatment of bringing in obscure, non-major players and give them a spotlight and then fill in the gaps with the major roles. Sean William Scott has said that he wants to play Booster Gold.
That would be perfect for him.
I love that idea. I
Yeah.
think that he is hilariously cocky and arrogant.
Hmm.
I heard
Love it.
in real life he's supposedly like one of the nicest dudes,
I'm sure.
but he
But
plays that role so well of just
he
being like
got
cocky and
typecasted.
yeah.
And it was one of the reasons he didn't want to take the role of Stifler in American Pie is because he was like, I don't want to be this guy forever. And it's exactly what kind of fucking happened to him,
And then when
unfortunately.
and then what's funny is as Sean William Scott kind of like backed away from movies and stuff like that, that happened to Neil Patrick Harris. He was brought in as the womanizing
Straight guy.
comic relief. Yeah. And it's like that's so far from who he is in real life. Um, that's just like arrogant, cocky, and foul
Hmm.
mouthed, or whatever. But I actually really like that role
I would
for him.
love I would love to see Sean William Scott on the big screen as Booster Gold. That would be amazing. I
I
would,
just want to see him come back,
yeah.
in different types of roles also,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I think he's awesome.
Yeah. Plus, he's a Minnesota boy.
Hell yeah. Uh,
We gotta support that shit. St.
St.
Cloud.
Cloud, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's from St. Cloud, uh, which is sweet because that's where I live.
Where you live and I work.
Yeah. Um, what else is there, Jake? What do you anything that's
Well, we
tickling
got
your mind?
we got. I mean, we have potential casting for Superman Legacy, which is James Gunn's Superman project. For those of you who don't listen to our podcast regularly, we've been beating this horse for a while. But Nicholas Hoult could potentially be our Lex Luthor. Um,
I like that.
I wouldn't mind it.
I
I
don't I don't want him to be Superman. I don't see it.
Well, from what I understand, it's going to be a very young Superman.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would make sense. Not that he's not young. Don't get me wrong, Nicholas Hoult.
But he's like in his
Very-
30s.
Yeah. Hey, was that supposed to mean? No, I'm just kidding. Uh, I'm old.
Ooh,
My body tells me
that's
every
just
day.
not a young.
Yeah.
When I think of like a young Superman, I'm thinking 25.
Yeah. And I'm not 100% who this guy is. Is it Michael Corrin Sweet? I think he's from Euphoria, is where he's known from.
Oh, I heard
But
that.
that's
Yeah.
he's like one of the like main contenders to play young Superman. He looks the part. I mean, I'll give him that. I haven't watched a lot of Euphoria, so I don't know if he's a great actor. Um, I'm assuming he is, just because James Gunn doesn't really like hire shit people. But and again, we don't know that that's who he's gonna play. He's just a contender for.
Oh, I'm.
How do you say his name?
That's what I'm looking up. Sorry. Keep.
I thought you had it already. I was like, what? How do you say it? I think I said corn sweat, like sweaty corn.
I don't even see someone on the cast list of Euphoria of Michael whatever.
Okay, so I'm wrong about that. I didn't know where. I don't know what he's famous from. Let's see. Mike Hale, Michael. I don't even know how to spell his name, so how the fuck am I supposed to look him up? I don't even know if Michael is this actual.
Well, I heard. Uh, I thought I heard Lucas Gage
Yeah,
at one
I don't
point in
even.
time, and he's from Euphoria. Oh, but I thought it
I
was
am
like one of
just
the main dudes.
butchering this dude's name because it's not even like popping up on my. Fuck.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, we can cut some of this out, but
Nah.
possible Superman legacy. No, no, no. No, no, no. David. David Corn Sweat.
Corn
Corrin's
sweat.
Wet. It's David. It's spelled last name Corenswet.
Now I
Don't know
want to
what he's
see
famous
what
from
this
at all,
dude
though.
looks like.
Like visually, I could see it for like a younger, you know.
Oh yeah, I can see that. He was
It's
in Pearl, which is one of the A24 like horror films that was
oh
huge.
yeah, with Mia Goth or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Uh, he's in the show The Politician. Never
Hmm.
watched that. House of Cards.
Wow.
He's done
Yeah,
a fair amount of TV over the years.
yeah.
Not a ton of film.
He's a younger guy. He's up and coming, you know.
Yeah, I mean he's younger than me.
Mhm.
He's 29,
Yeah. Uh,
but I can see that.
yeah. I swear maybe okay, so one of one of the guys that they're looking at for Superman Legacy um is from Euphoria. I thought it was that guy. Obviously, it's not. But one of the guys is from Euphoria. I
I
remember
think it
seeing that.
was Lucas
I just don't
Gage
know what the
because that
fuck his name is.
that's the name that stood out from.
Okay. What's his name? Lucas Gage?
Yeah.
Let me look at this motherfucker. Hold on. Superman is my favorite superhero, and I want to know who's gonna portray this fucker. Lucas Gage. Let's see ya, bud.
I thought that's what I saw. Nope, sorry. Jacob Elordi is the one
The
from
other words.
Euphoria.
Oh, Jacob Elordi. Jacob. Yeah, I could see that. I could see him. He actually looks exactly like the guy that we just mentioned.
Yeah, they look very similar,
David.
and they both look. I mean, not so much like Henry Cavill, but oh my god, now I feel bad because I'm not remembering his name. The one that plays Superman on Superman and Lois.
Oh, Tyler Hecklin.
Yeah, kind of looks like a young version of him.
Here's the thing. Okay. Yep,
Because
he's from Euphoria. This is the guy I thought
I
it was.
also I was so hesitant before I started watching that show about Tyler Hecklin being Superman as like a Superman with teenage sons,
Hmm.
like age wise and stuff like that. I don't dislike him in that role either.
No, and we were watching that show kind of at the same time. I think the show is great. It
Yeah,
was a lot of
I
fun.
was hesitant because the whole Teen Wolf TV show.
I don't want to be a jerk. I don't want to be a jerk, but I'm this guy, Elordi, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's very handsome. I'm gonna say that before I say something mean. His teeth are kind of fucked up. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I want for my Superman. He's got kind of like a Michael Strahan kind of thing going here in the between the front teeth. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it looks like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on a snaggletooth. One of my favorite Supermans, fucking Tom Welling had a snaggletooth, and I love his portrayal of Superman. But I don't know. I don't know about this Lordy guy. Again, not being a jerk. He's very handsome. Good for you, bud.
See, and this is so bad, but like as like Superman, like you would think that this is just gonna make me sound so fucking awful. Uh, so I'm sorry in advance, and I don't mean this against other actors that have played this. Just like, and it could be from growing up like watching the animated series and stuff like that. Where
Hmm.
everyone's got fucking perfect teeth and perfect skin and shit like that. But like as Superman, you'd think that he would be kind of like the epitome of like all American, square jaw, clean, very white, perfect teeth, damn near flawless skin, things like that.
Here's the, I mean, this
Which
is
makes me
just
feel like an asshole saying that.
that's Henry Cavill next to on the left here, and then on the right is David Cornsweet.
Can you push it a
Cornsweet,
little bit?
huh?
Because it's
The
like,
ring light is showing up there,
well, I know what Henry Cavill looks like. I see him in my dreams.
but they look very similar.
Yeah.
But there's a 10-year age gap, so he's 29 versus Henry Cavill was 39, and um, just keep Henry Cavill. Come on. I get if this kid doesn't get the fucking role, I'll probably be upset because he looks like Superman. He looks
Yeah.
like Henry Cavill. I mean, he looks like Superman. Henry Cavill is Superman, and this dude looks just like Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I I guess we'll see. We've spent a lot of time on this. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, we didn't have anything to talk about this episode, so
And
we're just
also
talking
sorry
about
for
shit.
going on like side rants that could be portrayed as body shaming and stuff like that. We did not mean
I
that at
didn't
all.
say I don't have great teeth. I
I
wasn't
don't
saying,
either.
and I made a mention to say that he's very handsome. I wasn't saying he's not a good-looking
Right.
guy. I was just saying for Superman, I don't see it.
Yeah. And I just wanted to follow that up at the end of it by saying I'm sorry if it came across that way. That's not what we meant. We're just passionate nerds about what our characters look like, and
Superman is my favorite. My son, that's going to be here in September, is named after Superman. My son's name is Cal, like
Mhm.
Kal. Like I'm very passionate about this.
Yeah.
So it's nothing personal. You're a very handsome
I
guy.
mean,
I forgot your name already.
right over to the side of your head, there's a
Oh yeah,
print
Tom
of
Welling.
Superman. Well, and Tom Welling and
Lex
Rosenbaum,
Luthor. Yeah,
but no,
that's over there.
the print
Yeah, it's up there somewhere.
No,
Oh yeah, this one. This
from
one,
the
this one. I see it.
sketchbook.
Yeah, right there. Jim Lee. Sorry. I thought you were talking about my poster thing that I have over there. I was like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
camera didn't like me turning it that way, so I backed off.
Also, it doesn't answer any questions, but we did get the official like show posters for Secret Invasion,
Hmm.
and every single main character has like, because it's like very like paper shredder looking thing, of like pictures of them, but some of the shreds have been like torn away to reveal like a scroll face matching it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense along the lines of Secret Invasion, like from the comics, where it turns out that so many people have been replaced.
And they've been hinting at it for a while
Yeah,
with like Spider-Man 2, was it
Far
Far
From
From
Home.
Home?
Yeah,
They reveal at the end of it that Nick Fury the entire time was a Skrull.
was Talos. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
and Maria
so,
Hill was his wife.
mhm.
And the rumor is that Amelia Clark's character is a grown-up version of
The-
Talos's
The
daughter
daughter of Talos, yeah.
from
Uh,
Captain Marvel, and
And they said that this movie is going to be very much like Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where it's going to be a paranoid,
thriller,
yeah.
kind of
I'm
almost like a spy show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
This will be fun.
and that comes out next month, right? Or July, June or July.
July. I thought?
Ah,
If it comes out in June, we're really gonna. We might be overwhelmed with shit to talk about. June is gonna be a fun one.
oh, June 20,
Yeah,
end
fun
of
one.
June, June 21st.
Fuck my name, man.
Yeah,
Jesus.
hell yeah,
We'll-
dude. I got
we'll
some
be busy.
fucking banana bread at work today, dude.
We're gonna
Hell
be busy. We're gonna be busy next month, for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty much the whole summer. June, July, August, and then even the fall we got the Loki series and
Loki's in October, Echo's
oh
November, plus movies
yeah.
sprinkled throughout.
If only we got paid for this shit.
Yeah.
Be fucking rich, bro.
Hell
Like
yeah. Oh, sorry. This is so dumb. Um,
oh, big thing we kind of skipped over. The what the back me up on the name here since you got your phone in your hand already. Um, the writer for Ant-Man, the Ant-Man movies, especially or recently Quantumania, who was going to write the Avengers Kang Dynasty movie, has been let go or quit, either or.
I th-
He is no longer writing Kang Dynasty, so they're looking for a new
yeah,
director now.
not the new director, but the writer was
Writer, sorry, right.
Jeff Loveness.
Loveness. Ah,
Uh,
it's such an easy name to remember.
Stepped
God
down,
damn it.
or they've parted ways.
Parted ways, yeah. Can't fire me, I quit.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Um, just because of the probably just like the poor performance that Quantumania had. And now that it's out streaming,
Mhm.
like I have rewatched it, it's not as disappointing the second time. I think that just there was so much hype going into the movie in theaters that when it was meh, just fucking hurt it so hard. Because
But
it's
you
not
also
a
have to
bad
remember,
movie.
no. But you have to, it's starting another whole saga. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is the first movie. It's like fucking watching what do you call it? An origin story. You know?
Yeah.
Like the first one you have to got to cut it some slack.
Well, I think
You know?
to start the multiverse saga, I mean, really was like Spider Man No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness. And Loki. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
When you die, nothing happens.
Yeah. Live with that.
That was instead of saying God bless you.
Oh.
Dane Cook.
I
Sorry.
was. I sometimes will just say science help you. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was, it's starting a new saga. We we know that it's gonna be three phases, really. We just, you know, but also we don't have the luxury at this point in time of having that many origin stories
Yeah.
because Ant-Man was in the last saga. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man were all in the last saga.
Also,
It's,
the just complete side note here, kind of related, but the book that Scott Lang writes in Ant-Man Quantumania is a real book, and you can buy it now.
oh,
Yeah,
I want that.
I do too.
So much so that I'm going to buy it, hold on to it, and just scour every single Comic-Con that's coming across
Get it signed.
until Paul Rudd shows up, and I don't know if I'll pay for the picture and the autograph, but I will
Put the
pay
autograph
for
at
the
least.
autograph to get him to sign that. That'd be fucking great.
I just don't remember the name of the book.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. But anyways, is there more news that you wanted to talk about? I know that we took up a lot of time and it was very loose, unstructured, but I mean, I personally loved it because this is how we started this podcast, was doing stuff like this, just on the phone with each other during lockdown, during 2020, just drinking and talking about like, oh, did you hear this? What do you think? Who would you do instead? Like what, for like castings and stuff like that. Not F Mary Kill. I don't know why I said F instead of fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuckity fuck. Um,
I'm about to buy this right now.
send. Is it on
It's tw
Amazon? Send me the
it's
link.
it's on Amazon. It's $24, 23.99. It's called Look Out for the Little Guy by Scott Lang.
I thought it had something to do with little guy, but I didn't want to be
Oh,
assumptive
it's
on
not
it.
it's not on sale yet. It's not on sale till September 5th, but you can pre-order now.
Okay. Well, still send me the link because I'm gonna
Yeah,
pre-order it probably
I'm gonna buy
tonight.
it too. Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order it right now.
But
But it's a good read.
was there other like news and stuff like that you wanted to cover?
Um, let's see. I think we've been talking for a while. We could probably be done. Echo and Vision. No, I think unless there's something you want to talk about, I think I'm good on that for now.
Yeah. Well, then let's tell all of the just on
I
the
got
edge of their
this.
seat listeners about our second sponsor.
Our second sponsor is Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce. It's a pickled habanero and that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. Okay, friends, for the second part of this episode, just because Percy Jackson and the Olympians has been announced as a new TV series coming to Disney Plus, we kind of wanted to do a quick throwback to look at the two two films of the Percy Jackson series starring Logan Lerman and
Alexandra Daddario.
Alexandra Daddario. I always wanted to say Alexandria, but I was like, that seems wrong. Then I was like, and she's a girl, so it's not Alexander.
I always mix her up with oh fuck me.
Ana de
I
Armas.
can't even. No, just because of the name, I always mix her up with the chick playing Ahsoka, Ashaka.
Oh, Rosario Dawson,
Yeah, yes, I always mix
who is
them up.
also in the first one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she
that's
plays
right.
Persephone and
Yeah.
looks real smart. Good God.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I always mix Alexandra Daddario and then Rosario. I don't know why the D, the last name, always gets me. The D. Sorry, mom.
Yep.
Every episode.
I
Gotta
was,
put it in.
I was gonna say title of your sex tape that the D always gets you, but and then I was gonna go for the sorry mom, but you beat me to it. That's enough of a spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen these films yet. Also, like they came out 10 years ago, so
Yeah.
I never watched these, and I didn't read the books. I watched literally this past week. I watched both of them.
Hmm.
The first one, not bad. Second one, quite bad.
They were popular books, and the movies just. I mean, as we've seen it over and over again, the movies just weren't up to par.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The books are supposedly quite fucking dark,
Hmm.
quite fucked up. And so but it's also weird because in the books like the characters are like 13. You know, they're
Hmm.
13 to 15, you know, they're teenagers. Young teenagers.
Tweens.
Yeah, and so far the casting for the upcoming show, the age is right for the characters at least. For the most part.
Because the main kid
kid
is
from
the
the
kid
Adam
from Adam
Project?
Project. He's
Yeah.
got to be like 15, 16 by now.
I think I think he was only like 12 or 13 in the Atom Project, and that came out
That
just
was
last
like
year.
it wasn't last year. It was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? I'm gonna look it up. You keep
Yeah.
talking.
Anyways, so, but I mean, at that point in time, Logan Learman was playing. They aged up the characters because everyone that was cast were all like 18-year-olds trying to play, a couple years younger than them. But in the books, they're like 13 years old. It's like kind of like Harry Potter. They're like pre-teens when it starts.
He's 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be playing like a 13, 14-year-old. And the show is supposed to come out either early next year or like middle of next year. So like the age is still pretty close.
Yeah.
But it's, for those of you that don't know, the main characters are called half-bloods. They're half human, they're demigods basically, but they call themselves half-bloods because it's half human, half Greek gods. So like some of the mythology was really cool. They do take a little bit of liberty, like with the fact that Persephone hates Hades and is just trapped, where in a lot of Greek mythology she doesn't hate Hades, like she's very much in love with him. I don't know, it's a really interesting concept. The movies definitely had the young adult curse to it, where they can't decide if they're playing to a young audience or an older audience, and it's like overly cheesy in certain moments. Especially the second film was very cheesy. Especially like Hermes runs UPS, which was dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
God.
just things like that. The way that they disguise themselves in public, because in the second one there's a Cyclops, so he uses a cologne that masks himself to look like he has two eyes. It's just weird things like that.
The kid in the second one, the Cyclops, was so fucking annoying. I could not stand that kid. He was like just a lovesick puppy that just wouldn't go away. The whole movie.
Yeah, but then it turned out that he like was the most important person.
Yeah.
Or not the most important, but like he's the one that makes sure that everyone survives and wins.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid. Sorry, I'm trying to find something.
The thing that bothers me the most about these films is, like, the second one's called The Sea of
people
Monsters.
Are gonna lose their shit.
What?
So people are gonna lose their shit if you're a shit person and this bothers you. Don't fucking listen to our podcast. The girl playing Annabeth, which was not Rosario Dawson, but Alexandra Daddario. She in the upcoming one, she's black, and shit, people are gonna fucking freak out about it.
Meh. Fuck it. She's half god anyways.
I understand. I personally understand that these are made up characters, and you can make them
Athena
whatever.
could have banged anyone.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But some people just don't get that, fact and fiction
Are different.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to mythology.
Well, if it's a mermaid,
Weird.
I mean, there's no way a mermaid could be black. Why would a mermaid be black? Why would a mermaid be anything, you dumb fuck? It's a made-up fucking thing.
It's a manatee.
Sorry. I talked to you about this, and I won't go off script here, but I had a very intense conversation recently about this with somebody who is close to me, and it made me very angry.
But
not my girlfriend, by the way. But
no. But
it was you.
It was me.
Racist bastard.
No.
I'm just kidding.
You're gonna get me murdered. I'm not important enough to get canceled. I'll just get murked. No, but I mean the movies themselves. I mean they were fun because it goes off of mythology, which I love mythology. I think that it's super fascinating.
Mm.
The second one was definitely weird, but I liked that it followed a lot of Homer's Odyssey and the Iliad and the story of Ulysses, which was that was cool because that shit's fascinating to me. The one, the thing that bothered me the most was that everything's in fucking America.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Medusa is hiding out in fucking Vermont. You know the
Uma Thurman. They had big names in there. Wasn't Chadwick Boseman in the second one? Am I tripping? He was in some kid movie that I watched recently, and I thought it was. Hold on.
I don't
You
know
keep
if
talking.
he
My
was
bad.
in that. If he was, I completely overlooked it. Um, but then the lotus flower, kind of like sirens, I guess, all live in fucking Vegas. The door to Hades is behind the first O in the Hollywood Hills sign. Like the door to Olympus is in the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
The Sea of Monsters, for Greek mythology, you would think it'd be, I don't know, like in the Black Sea or the Mediterranean Sea or something, around Greece. Nope, it's the Bermuda Triangle. Like, the fuck? Like, how would Ulysses ever get there in Homer's Odyssey from just drifting off the coast? Like, he would have to drift off the coast and then ignore tidal patterns and follow coastlines around Africa across the
I mean,
ocean. Like it blows my fucking mind. Like
I'm an idiot. Sorry. It wasn't Chadwick Boseman. It was um Remy Malik.
Rami
Did I
Malek
say it?
was in it.
I don't know if it was that movie. Hold on. Just the role that hold on. You keep going.
Oh my god.
Remy Malik. I know it, yeah, it wasn't Chadwick.
Okay, but I mean, outside of that very annoying, very American white, like that's whitewashing. Like that's whitewashing mythology. It I don't want to get too on that topic because as a white person, like, what sort of fucking stance do I have?
I don't
But
know who I'm talking about. I apparently I made that shit up. Maybe I had a dream and I thought it was a thing, but nope. I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. I swear to God, I thought. Anyways, hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
uh, yeah, just outside of those things, I mean, the movies were fun. I mean, they weren't great by any means, but on a mythology level, like that was entertaining. I like the concept of it, which makes me very excited for the new show because it's actually going to follow the books and be more true to it, and the kids are going to be age appropriate, but they're not going to shy away from the very fucked up things that happen in the books, like I don't know, kids getting fucking murdered, um, and shit like that. Instead of having a bunch of adults trying to pretend to be teenagers. Also, the guy
Yeah.
that plays the satyr, like, I had no issues with him, but he was very much typecast to be the comic relief, and it just made me so angry because it was like, oh, you're trying to create a young Chris
Was that?
Tucker,
Oh,
the
the black dude.
the black kid that's, well, if you don't know what a satyr is, it's half goat, half man.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like in the first one, like he was funny and it was great. The second one, it was so over the top, and it's like you're literally just pushing like Hollywood stereotypes at that point in time,
Mm,
and it's just.
yeah.
And the second one
I loved
looked
him in
terrible.
Tropic Thunder though.
That's Booty Sweat. Oh my god! Fuck!
Bust a nut bar and booty sweat.
Hell yeah! I need a second with that. Say that one joke you know.
uh, so corn. Uh,
Share that. This
do
has
you
nothing
think
to do with the podcast, but this is a really interesting fact. Fact. Tell tell our tens of
Fine.
listeners. We have more than 10 listeners. But
Um, okay. If you ever wonder why, it's gonna be weird. I'm sorry, guys. Have you ever, or people, sorry, friends. If you ever wonder why, no matter how much you chew your corn, when you take a shit the next day, there's always full pieces of corn in your poop, and you're always like, man, I thought I chewed better than that. Was I just being crazy and just swallowing my food whole? No, you weren't. This is what happened. Your corn that you're consuming and your DNA are so similar that while corn is traveling through your digestive system, your body mistakes the corn for damaged tissue and repairs it, and you shit out full kernels. There you go. The more you know.
that is the coolest fucking fact.
Is it?
It is. I don't care what anyone says. That is amazing. Oh. Do you have anything you want to add about these movies, Jake? Because I very much steamrolled that entire thing.
No, I was on my phone looking up facts about shit that I apparently made up. So, uh, um, you didn't steamroll anything. You were filling in for me while I was being distracted. I don't have anything about those movies. Honestly, I didn't give a shit about them. I'm excited for the TV show coming out,
Well,
but
you're the one that convinced me to watch the first one because you said that
yeah,
that
I
one was
made
at
Nicole
least
watch them too.
good.
Yeah, it's I read the books in like high school. They were fun. Uh, the movies are meh. I like Logan Lerman.
Loban Lergman.
So
Yes, the man bat. Wayne Bruce.
and you know, Dario. She's great
So
as an
good looking,
adult,
too.
not in these movies.
Pretty sure she was 18.
I don't care.
At least in
I
one
don't
of
mean
them.
I didn't mean it that way. I just meant yeah,
I also just enjoy, like, the movies that she's in.
yeah. But if you're like-minded, watch the first season of True Detective. If you know, you know.
And if you don't, you see a lot of blue eyes.
More than that.
I know. I know. All right. Well, to end on that creepy note, uh, we're going to go ahead and close out this episode, okay?
Okay, friends. Before we start closing out this episode, we do have to give a special shout out to somebody super amazing. Her name is Anne Wayman. Her company is called Ninth Muse Jewelry, and the reason I know who she is that my girlfriend, had Anne make something for me. So I had this ring. I've had it since my 21st birthday, and it broke. It was glass, and it had like tungsten in the middle of it, tungsten carbide or whatever, and it broke, and blah blah blah. And as a lot of you know who listen to our podcast, my dog, my first dog ever, Rogie, she was my Rottweiler. She passed away last June, and I have her ashes, and my girlfriend had Anne Wayman make this. I'll post these. We will post these pictures to our web store, but I'm going to show it to the camera just for fun. Anne turned Rogie's ashes into a ring and some pendants, and I mean it's amazing. And the color purple there is because Rogi's collar was purple. But those are my dog's ashes in that ring. I don't have it yet. I'm gonna get it as soon as my girlfriend gets home tonight. So on our next episode, I can I can show it off a little better. And we'll post those pictures on our web store, but not web store, website. Sorry. But anyways, again, thank you, Anne. I've never met you, but you did an amazing job. Again, her name is Anne Wayman, and her company is Ninth Muse Jewelry. So if you ever want to do something like that, it doesn't have to be dog ashes. It could be probably a relative or something like that. I mean, she does amazing, amazing work. So go check it out, and we'll put a link, and you can find her on Facebook as well under Ninth Muse.
Yeah, we'll link to it in the show notes this week, and
I'm
probably
like out of
next week
breath.
too. And probably next week too. When Jake actually has the ring back, so that he can show it off on camera. So we'll link to those. Um, like we've been doing for a while now. Jake, do you have any honorable mentions for
Yeah.
this week of what you watched?
Yeah, Tulsa King on Paramount Plus. It's Sylvester Stallone's new show. Um, it's good. It's really good. It's made by the same person who makes um the Mayor of Kingstown,
Okay.
which was my last week's honorable mention, which is also a really good show. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Um, and then Nicole and I watched Endgame last night because she's only seen it once.
Okay.
She cried.
I still cry when I rewatch it, and I've seen it probably like 4 or 5 times.
I don't think so. I don't cry where you think you would cry. You normally like most people like when he dies is like when most people, but it's after that, when his hologram is talking to his daughter. That's the part that gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Um, I didn't watch really anything new this week other than the Percy Jackson films that we talked about. Um, so just Ted Lasso, really.
Oh,
Um, we disagree
you
on.
loved it. Yeah,
I
you loved it.
thought it was. It's compared to the rest of the show, it feels like a throwaway episode. But the episode as a standalone thing of storytelling, and if you've watched the previous seasons, I thought it was so fucking good and just beautiful and just great storytelling.
I think my favorite thing about it is that because fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Sam gets fucking stonewalled by the king of his like country or whatever, who's a total
Not even the king. He's a billionaire. He's like
yeah.
an Elon Musk esque person, but from Nigeria instead of
That's
South Africa.
perfect because they're both twats. And uh
Yes, twat.
and he gets like stonewalled out of the
National
basically
team.
yeah, as I say, it's basically like the uh God damn it.
It's not quite the World Cup, but it's the
What do you call it for football?
World Cup.
For NFL. No, NFL I meant.
Oh, Super
Something
Bowl,
bowl. No, not the Super Bowl.
Pro
The
Bowl.
one Pro Bowl. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Ugh. It's basically like the Pro Bowl for football, actual football, not NFL.
Football.
And he gets stonewalled by this guy and he's not able to go. And my favorite part about this episode is that because Jamie Tart, Jamie Tart, yeah, uh, he feels terrible that Sam didn't get invited, so he alters his jersey uh for with Sam's number.
Yeah,
And
to play under
I
Sam's number.
Jamie started out as the biggest twat in this show, and he has become one of my favorite characters. His character development through the show has been amazing.
I
Love
love
him.
Jamie Tart.
Jamie and fucking Roy are my favorite character. I never would have thought starting this show that Jamie would have been one of my favorite characters.
Same.
Yeah, he's so good, and his character development is amazing. Yeah, I
Jamie,
just
Roy, Coach Beard, and Trent.
Coach Beard is funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trent. Oh, the journalist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because at first you see him as kind of like just like a very dry villain that does not believe in
But he actually
Ted at
does.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as he actually gets to like know him and through that progression,
Hmm.
and now he's like their in-house journalist basically.
You know what's pissing me off really bad though?
Hmm.
Is this show is I know where they're going. I know we all as viewers, if you're watching this show, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not watching this show, go watch the fucking show and you'll figure it out. But they are trying very hard to redeem Nate. And I do not want that motherfucker redeemed. He sucks. I hate him. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit. Even his like touching little story between him and his dad, and it's like I literally said it to Nicole like while we were watching it. I was like, "Who fucking who? Like your fucking dad gave a shit about you when you were a kid, and you're fucking crying about it as an adult. You're annoying. I hate him. I fucking hate him. No,
See, I didn't used to hate him, and then I greatly hated him, and I'm okay with him having like like kind of sad and like self-realization redemption, but it seems like they're building for him to come back to Richmond, and I don't
that's
want that.
nope. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude. Boo fucking who. I don't know the exact quote, but I want to quote Rocket Raccoon from the first Guardians movie, where he's like, "Boo fucking," or he doesn't say fucking.
Boo
He's like,
freaking
"Boo-hoo."
who? Everybody's
Yeah.
lost people.
Yeah, they're like, "Dude, you suck. Just
Yeah.
stay sucked. Get the fuck out of here."
Stay sucked. uh
Yeah, but
I almost want
like I
that
said,
to be the episode title. Stay sucked.
"Stay sucked."
It won't be, but it should be.
No, I don't want him. I don't even.
If
Sorry,
if
sorry,
they
I blew up.
redeem him to the
I got a
point where
little too
he's
passionate about it.
just learned that he was so much better off being the timid, honest, considerate, good person that he was when it started,
Mm,
but away from football, away from soccer. Fantastic. That's a great redemption story for him.
yeah.
I don't want him to come back into coaching. I don't want him to come
Nope.
back to Richmond.
Nope.
Um,
You know he's going to though.
yeah,
Right.
because we also know that as of right now, it hasn't been picked up for a fourth season, and it's very much building to Ted leaving as well.
I mean, I'm hoping it gets picked up for more. This is
I
like
want.
my favorite.
I was
show on
hoping that
television
this
right
would
now.
be like a 5-season sort of thing.
Outside of nerd shit. This is my favorite show on television. This and oh my god, Shrinking.
Yeah.
Those-
Oddly enough,
these
both of them are Bill
in
Lawrence.
the wind. Oh really? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
did know that.
they're
Yeah,
the
Ted
guy
Lasso
that
and
did
Scrubs
that
was-
did Scrubs. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
They-
All
yeah,
and
they-
Scrubs is like my favorite show ever.
lies. It's How I Met Your Mother.
No,
Yes,
Scrubs
you
more.
told me it was. You like Scrubs more?
I do like Scrubs more, because as I've rewatched How I Met Your Mother over the years, over and over, I like it less and less each time. Scrubs,
Do I
I
do I
like
have
it
any?
more
Do I
and
have
more.
any part in that?
Yes, but not in the way that you think.
Ah.
It's because you pointed out to me how everyone in the TV show Friends actually sucks. So as I watched How I Met Your Mother, I was like, wow, everyone sucks.
They're terrible people.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah, and that's how it is in Friends too. Yeah, they're.
I mean, it's also
not
like
one.
the TV show Shameless and shit like that. Like,
They like make them like likable because you're like following their story, but in real life, if you're like looking at from objectively outside, they're all cheaters and
terrible people.
just pieces of shit. Every single one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, they break up with people for dumb reasons that don't make sense. Like, oh, this girl has a snaggle tooth. They're fucking, like
Yeah.
they're just like horrible, horrible, terrible people. Every single one
In
of
the
them.
one that
Yeah.
they in both of those series, Friends and How I Met Your Mother, the person that they point out as being like the most shallow, selfish person is actually the best person in the show.
Hmm.
Like the
Yeah.
person that you would actually still stay friends with. You just be like, "Oh, you're kind of an asshole," but like you know that you could count on them at any point in time.
We talking about
Joey
Joey and
and
yeah,
Neil Patrick Harris, Barney.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
If you actually needed them, they would be there in a heartbeat. But
yeah,
like their personal life that does not conflict with you, you'd be like, "You're kind of a dick, man."
yeah,
But you
yeah.
know that you could count on them for anything. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. So crazy.
Wow. Our
Wow,
our honorable
wow.
mentions really took a turn. Uh, so we mentioned it earlier. If you like what we're doing here at the All Things Nerd podcast,
Don't base it on this episode.
we would really love it if you gave us your money. Um, you can do that through buymeacoffee.com/slash all things nerd. It's a monthly subscription. You get a lot of bonus material, exclusive merch, behind the scenes, a whole lot of stuff. And we're just planning on adding more and more to it as more and more people subscribe. Ooh, you can move your hand.
I can close my fucking fist.
Woo! It's been like a
I
week
could
since you could do
I
that.
couldn't even do that this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's insane.
So because of Jake's miraculous recovery, you should definitely give us your money. But if you don't want to do a monthly subscription, we totally understand that's not in the cards for a lot of people. You can do one-time donations through Buy Me a Coffee, but Jake and I both would recommend.
If you're on Instagram, you know.
Yeah, we would both recommend though just going to allthingsnerdpodcast.com and buying some merch.
Yeah.
It's a much better use of a one-time purchase because you
And if
actually
you
get something out of
do,
it.
post a picture of yourself wearing or holding, like if it's a t-shirt or a coffee mug, whatever. Tag us in it and we will spread that shit.
Yeah, and we'll
'Cause
share
thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's no way to convince you to give us your money, I mean, lame. How dare you be strong-willed? Um, just like, share, subscribe, tell friends, tell family, you know, tell your mothers. Because at least we apologize every time.
Mothers love us.
They
We're
do.
mother lovers.
It's a weird way to phrase that, but yeah. Jake's a mother lover, or soon to be mother lover. Soon to be mother lover.
That's right. Yeah,
Uh,
the kid coming.
But, I mean, subscribing, liking, giving us 5-star reviews and stuff like that really does help the podcast so that more people that are like minded will see it. And
Mm. Also, we have a lot of really. We've been hinting at it for months, and we're just not there ready to share yet. But we have a lot of really big things coming in the very near future.
well, one thing that we can share is that we will be having a second podcast coming out in a few months. That is Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We will be recording that. Jake will be on there from time to time.
I'll
depending on-
have very little to do with it, but I will be there once in a while.
And who knows, maybe he'll become obsessed and then he'll be there every time. But
No.
we'll see. But we also have some really awesome people that are going to be joining the All Things Nerd team through that. And yeah, I mean,
We're growing. We're growing.
yeah, and like Jake said, there's some other things that we've been hinting at, but we aren't quite ready to announce it. So there's more coming from us. Bring it home.
This has been the All Things Nerd podcast. Think